Welcome and thank you for joining San Diego Real Estate Talk with Rosita. I'm Rosita Perez, your host, realtor with Coldwell Banker, and a self-discovery coach. I get to help people find their way home. Whether home is a physical home or if home is discovering the core of who you are. Today, I'm going to provide you information from the National Association of Realtors, more commonly known as NAR. They had a real estate forecast summit, and I am going to share the information. First, let me reflect for a minute on the past couple of years in real estate. During the COVID season, interest rates were at a historical low, about the 3% range, which was outstanding for many home buyers who were looking to buy a home. It was outstanding for sellers because they were able to get crazy prices when they sold their home. We'll get into that a little bit later. But basically, interest rates were low, inventory of homes on the market were low, and demand was high. You remember the frenzy of buyers. Maybe you were one trying to buy a home. It was so incredibly competitive. I mean, I had buyers submitting offers and constantly getting beat out by other buyers who were submitting offers anywhere from 80 to 100K over the list price. Oh my God. So if a home was 900,000 or even 800,000, buyers were offering $100,000 over that list price. Houses would only be on the market for one day, and then they got an outstanding offer and went into pending. Lots of cash offers. It was just a frenzy. Buyers were waiving home inspections and home appraisals. And it was just like houses are flying off the market. It was ridiculous. I remember a couple of my sellers, and I sat down to review the offers. And I can tell you firsthand that I had 25 offers that I'd had to submit to the seller. Every offer has to be submitted to the seller. So I created a spreadsheet for them so they could have something to look at because all the offers were very creative and I didn't want the sellers to be overwhelmed. So the spreadsheet really helped. Some homeowners refinanced their home versus selling it. So that COVID season caused a ripple effect that we are dealing with today. Because in order for a homeowner to sell and buy a home, this would mean that the home prices would be higher, the interest rate would be higher, your mortgage payment would be higher. Retiring and moving out of state or downsizing might be an amazing option because you still keep a lot of your equity. All right, let's do a recap of 2023. Number one, the interest rates increased to the mid to high 7% range. Number two, the inventory of homes were still low. Number three, still a high demand for homes. Number four, in 23, there were not offers that went over the list price. Number four, buyers did not waive home inspections or home appraisals. Number six, the percentage of homes sold in 2023 were approximately at the list price. Not much higher, but definitely not lower. Number seven, houses stayed on the market longer, an average of 35 days. Number eight is challenges in the new home construction. Today, I'm going to provide info from the National Association of Realtor Real Estate Forecast Summit. Now, National Association of Realtor is more commonly known as NAR. So I'm going to be sharing some highlights of the 2024 forecast from three industry experts, okay? So the first expert is Dr. Lawrence Young. He is the chief economist and senior VP of research at the National Association of Realtors. The second industry expert is Danielle Hale, who is the chief economist at Realtor.com. And the third one, who is from the National Association of Home Builders, is Danushka Nanayakara, who is assistant VP for forecasting and analysis. Now, Dr. Yun researches activity for existing home sales statistics, as well as the affordability index for buyers. Here are a couple of his forecasts. Number one, the Fed will cut mortgage interest rates at least 4 times in 2024. Number two, the mortgage interest rates will be somewhere between 6 to 7% by spring of 2024. Number three, rents are going to calm down. What a concept. Hopefully it will stabilize. Number four, home sales are projected to increase by 13.5%. And number five, his research determined what areas have pent up demand and supply. Unfortunately, not in California, starting from Texas and parts of the East Coast. So if you're retiring and looking to buy outside of California, please email me. I will send you the report. My email is rositasaleshomes@gmail.com. So let's move on to Danielle Hale, who is the chief economist of Realtor.com. Danielle is responsible for developing and translating all these real estate trends to a language and insights so that consumers, we can understand them better, right? She provides us with the housing information we need to make informed real estate decisions. So let me share with you a couple of her forecasts. Number one, she expects buyer affordability to improve, though it's not going to be a huge turnaround. Number two, home prices will soften to make it easier for buyers to get into the market. Number three, she forecasts that mortgage rates will drop to 6.5% by the end of 2024. And number four, as a nation, there are 2 locations of increased housing activity where it's more affordable. The areas are in the Midwest and Northeast. This is where home prices are decreasing and more affordable. So the number 1 city is Toledo, Ohio. And the number 2 city is Rochester, New York. Now, one of her forecasts, which I thought I was happy about, but a little bit surprised, is she forecasts that Southern California sales are expected to bounce back. Yes, that is great news for us. She specifically called out Los Angeles, San Diego, Riverside, and Oxnard. Number 6, she forecasts that there's going to be a slowdown in the rental market, same as Dr. Yun. And number 7 is more specific to millennials because they have the student loan debts. The affordability is tough for them. The inventory, of course, but millennials are projected to continue to rent versus purchase a home. And if you're a millennial, would you please reach out to me? I'd love to hear your point of view. Either give me a call at 619-665-9086 or email me, rositasaleshomes@gmail.com. Okay, number 8, for buyers and sellers, please work with the realtor to help you with these particular things. For sellers, determine how much equity you have and then find out what is a better option. Is it better to sell your home and buy in California? Or maybe relocate out of state, or should you just remodel and stay in the home? You can work with a realtor and a lender to find out this particular information. For buyers, set a budget of what you want to pay for a mortgage. Many times buyers They want especially first-time home buyers. You may want that forever home. But in real estate, what happens is that you buy a startup home, maybe a townhome or a smaller single family home, and then you move up in a couple of years. But set a budget where you are comfortable with the mortgage payment that you have to make. Also, know what you have. What do you have for down payment, for closing costs? Remember that you'll have to also pay for the home appraisal and home inspection. When you create this budget, stick to it. This will help you have long-term success. Most importantly, do not get in over your head with the mortgage payment. You might love the house, but if you have to work 3 jobs to keep it, is it really worth it? All right, so let's talk about the forecast for new homes. Since there's not a lot of inventory for existing homes, let's see if new homes are going to add to this low inventory that we have right now. I'm going to share with you a couple of forecasts from Danushka Nanayakara, who is the Assistant VP for Forecasting and Analysis from the National Association of Home Builders. Here are her forecasts. Number 1, most sellers who refinance their homes are staying in their homes because of the low interest rate. We talked about that earlier in the podcast. Number 2, they are using the equity that they have earned to remodel. So the remodeling market is strong. Number 3, for the past couple of years, there has been a slowdown on building new homes. It's been a challenge. And here are a couple of the reasons why it's been a challenge. There are just not enough skilled labor to build houses. The experienced workers are leaving and taking their skills and productivity with them. The younger workers don't necessarily want to enter the construction trade. Building material prices have decreased a bit, but the lead time is still an issue. Lastly, there is a shortage of lots that new homes can be built on. Okay, so there are a couple of the highlights from the Forecast Summit. I want to talk to you a little bit about the current interest rates. It's from last month to this month. I talked to my preferred lender, who is Paige Sturgeon of Granite Mortgage. Let's see what he says. I'm looking at the text, so forgive me. December, the 30-year fixed interest rate was 6.875%. For conventional, it was 6.625%. For FHA and VA, it was 6.5%. Those are the numbers for December. Here's what the interest rates are for today. They range from 6.25% to 6.5%. So the industry experts are definitely on point with the mortgage rates. Hopefully it will go down even more, but we'll just have to see what happens. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Rosita Perez. I've been your host. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker, and I am a self-discovery coach. I'm here to help you find your way home, whether that's a physical home or the home in you. When you have questions, please reach out to me. You can call me at 619-665-9086. You can email me, rositasellshomes@gmail.com, and go to my website at rositasellshomestoday.com. Happy New Year. I hope 2024 is productive, positive, and purposeful for you. My motto for this year is 2024, let's soar. Thank you so much for listening. See you in 2 weeks. Bye.